I've noticed that so many barbers are now saying that they do not cut children's hair. And me personally, I'm always going to cut a kid's hair as long as they can sit still and take it. But sometimes you end up with these type of kids. Yes, not in all. You're going to get all that sometimes in your barber chair. But they start off looking like this. Look at him. He looks so innocent. He's only 2. And this is his second haircut. So you know the information from dad. Oh, man, he's going to sit still. He's good. He's been around it his whole life. Man, y'all just got a sneak peek of what's going to happen. Jumping right into this haircut. As you can see, I'm wetting his hair. And we're going to trim the top up if he lets me. So look, already just off tops, he's looking at whatever's on my station. He's being stiff-necked, as the Bible would call it. You know, he doesn't want to turn his head and follow directions. And man, I'm just going to try to knock this thing out pretty quickly, trimming the top because he's going to have a mullet. His dad, I did this haircut a while ago on him on YouTube, and it got about 600,000 views. It was a Taquachica haircut and the mullet, and it was kind of one of those things that it just popped up at the right time. So many opportunities opened up from that video for me, and it was just amazing. So to see my guy David bring his son in, I've been cutting David's hair since he was in middle school, man, and now I'm cutting his son's hair, and it is just amazing how the circle of life goes. Hopefully I'm retired by the time his son has a kid and I'm not around to cut his hair. I'm somewhere relaxing on the beach. But just check it out, man. He's looking all around, and this is hard to do when you got scissors or when you're trimming, you know, if you're doing an edge up, anything like that. You guys stay tuned and just watch. I just trimmed the top up, and now I'm cross-checking. This won't be one of my traditional tutorials, but more so just to kind of show you some things that happen in a barbershop. Like, look, he's curious. He wants to see what's going on. I can't cut his hair without him wanting to look around and mess with things. And then another thing about cutting children's hair is the hair is so fine, man. And it's just like, it doesn't respond the same way as an adult's hair. And it just makes things that much more difficult. So we're gonna dry the hair a little bit, and then we'll go back into cutting. One thing I will say is my camera right there, it died on me and I didn't realize it, and I was still cutting hair. I was so focused on him, I wasn't looking back at my camera to see that it was actually off. So what I ended up doing, you'll see on the other side the technique, but I had to switch over here to scissor over comb because his hair just would not act right. It was like, man, it was just so, I can't even explain it. It's like, it doesn't cut the same. Anybody that's cut little kids know what it's like. So look at his face. Like he's warming up right now. Like he's getting ready to blow. You see his emotions. He's turning red a little bit, and he's just working himself up. And it's gonna get pretty wild. Man, as you guys saw from the preview in the beginning, this boy cut up in the barbershop. And I gotta say, my guy David was not much help. We ended up, you guys will see, I had to get mama to come in and sit down with him. And my guy David was like, I'm like, bro, come on, man. You gotta do something. But we working it out. Like the haircut is coming out really good, but I just had to work a lot on this haircut. Honestly, it took much longer than it should have had. And honestly, this is the reason why a lot of barbers don't cut kids' hair, or they don't have children's pricing. This is a lot more work than I have to do on any other adult that I ever have cut. I've never had an adult break down crying in my chair, and I had to stop and wipe his nose and do all these different things. Like, that's why people don't charge less for children. It's just a lot more work. This boy is going hard, man. Look at that, bro. Snot coming all down. I gotta clean his nose. But just watch how his hair responds to this number 2 guard. Like, and then he's moving at the same time. So I'm like, okay, I gotta be careful around his ear So I'm like taking my time. This boy is going hard. I'm gonna let you guys hear a little bit, but he's nonstop. It's loud. I'm a pretty patient guy. Like I'm really patient. I think I have more patience for other people's children than I do for my own. But man, this was that one.
Yahweh. Yahweh. Yeah, ten. Nagai.
Got mama in the chair and he calmed down. He calmed down a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, it's not over, but it's better. Like I'll take this right here. He's laid back, he's chilling, and he's not moving anymore, you know. So I'm good. Like this right here, I don't mind. I'm in an awkward position. I got mom right here. She's getting hair all over her, but I'm good. You know, as long as I can sit back and do my job, and little man ain't crying and moving, like I'm cool with that. And so this is the kind of thing, like I'm always looking for solutions during the haircut to make the haircut go better for me and the little customer in the chair. So as you can see, I pulled out the thinning scissors, or the blending scissors actually, and I'm just blending that together because for some reason I could not get that job done with the clippers. I'll go in and touch it up a little bit more, but I'm just trying to move along and get through this process. And as you can see, I'm edging him up, but he's still turning his head. He's going to be doing that even when I'm doing the front line. So it's just a matter of being patient, having a quick reflex. Nobody ever told me that my reflexes had to be good in order to cut hair, but you'll find out if you haven't cut plenty kids' hair, like you got to have good reflexes. Same thing with your customers that are falling asleep on you. Grown men falling asleep in your chair. Yeah, if you're not quick with those hands, moving them away, bro, you're going to have some people that's messed up, and you can wake them up as much as you want. But I just got certain customers that will fall asleep every single time in your chair. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm just layering the front, taking some of that hair off before I edge it up. But like I said, this is just a taper with a quick trim on top. It should have been fast. It was no lie. Like this was almost an hour with all the moving and everything. It was just like, man, as I was going through this footage, I'm like, bro, I got to cut so much random stuff out where I'm not even able to cut hair because I'm trying to get him to calm down and dad's trying to get him to calm down. And just look at how much his hair moves even when I'm using the trimmers on him. Like his hair is moving out the way. Like, oh my goodness. I had to switch from the FX3s because it just was not getting the job done. So I put out Old Faithful, Pretty Reds right here. and they started doing what I needed to do. But right now he's chilling, he's looking around and everything, and I'm just trying to track because we're moving. Like this is millimeters, you know what I'm saying? Like you can only do so much with something that's moving. Your target is moving, and I'm expected to give a straight line on a moving canvas, moving subject. And so I keep trying to, I'm like double dutching. Can I go in now? Can I go in now? Nope, because he's twitching and tripping and itching and all this kind of stuff, man. So it just made it rough. He took the smock off. So I'm just like, well, I guess this is what we're gonna do. They wasn't tripping. They're like, man, just do what you can do, whatever he'll let you do. And so I'm just trying to get it done. Every time I go in, he's moving. And I want it to look really good because I'm like, man, this has the potential to look very good. So I'm trying. Like a lot of people would have gave up by now. I'm not gonna lie. Like he's cool enough to walk away like this, but I'm just I shouldn't be me sometimes. Sometimes you gotta just be like, all right, bro, just leave it. But I'm like, nah, I still see stuff. I'm gonna make sure he looks good. This is little David right here, man. I got to make sure he right for his first haircut with me. But sometimes you got to be like, all right, Chris, just pull the plug. But I can't help myself. So going in with those corners. You see how fast he moved? I got to move even faster. Like, I'm using that left hand. I don't have that tight of a grip, because the tighter you grip, they're going to move and squirm even more. So really, that left hand is just like a guide. I have to be able to feel when he's moving so I know when to back up. So that's actually one of my phones. That's my business phone. I've given it to him. I'm like, man, does he watch Coco Melon? Like, what is he like? PJ Masks, what can we do to get him distracted enough for me to get this as clean as possible? And I think it kind of worked. So the edge up was getting better. The more I was able to focus or keep him focused. And lastly, we're going to add a little Tomb 45 texturizing powder. I'm not going to put a whole lot, but I am going to get enough in there where we can get him a little volume and get him some lift up in there and just get him styled up. So now we're going to brush his edge up back down, get him all the way cleaned up now that we done messed around with it. Here's the before. It's been a while. I don't know if you guys remembered what he even looked like throughout all the crying. Look how he's just setting me up. And here's the finished result. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See how much work barbers have to put in to making your children look good. Like, this is the reason a lot of people either don't cut kids' hair or do not have kids pricing. Like, it is a lot more work to cut a child's hair that's like this than it is to cut an adult that has no, it's just sitting there. He's not causing no issues. He's not whining. He ain't crying. He ain't fighting me. Like, that's why you have a lot of barbers is like either no or it's full price. Thank you guys so much once again for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Little man is happy. I'm happy. I'll see you guys in the next. Peace.